All right, our last question on Fallout 4 this week comes from Joseph. And he says, last year, people were all too happy to say that Assassin's Creed Unity was a terrible mess because of its bugs. But Fallout seems to have similar bugs, frame rate drops, NPCs glitching through things, NPCs running into you when you're talking to them. I just wonder why you guys think Fallout seems to be getting a pass on its problems, but Assassin's Creed got destroyed for the same reasons.
Okay, first of all, we didn't destroy Assassin's Creed.
I think we gave it a great review.
We gave it like an 8, and here's why. The problem with bugs is that not everybody experiences them.
Yep.
And everybody has a different review in mind when they're reviewing, or a different experience, and that's the nature of reviewing any type of thing. Well, basically games that have glitches. I mean, we can't track glitches and bugs across everybody's experience, but that is exactly why we do reviews in progress. And we know servers matter so much to online games and can completely ruin your experience. Again, it's hard for us to say that we're doing the right thing, because we know the frustration of seeing a review in progress. But we also know what it's like to give out a score to a game that we're going to get criticized for because of bugs and glitches. So we have to make those tough decisions all the time.
We do. It was Joseph was his name. I think he's got a great point. I mean, I enjoy Fallout 4. I'm playing it a lot. It's not my game of the year so far, but I'm really, really loving it. The bugs do seem worse. Like, that's super legitimate.
Worse than
you hang up in an
Skyrim.
Elevator or something, and you're like, is this game coming back?
Like, it seems buggier.
So
it seems buggier than Bethesda's last couple games to me, compared to Skyrim and Fallout 3. And they're not. I mean, sometimes they are funny. Like, I had ghouls falling from the sky, which is funny and terrifying. I assume that was a bug.
I've only been scared about bugs. I haven't really experienced. But I don't know what to call a bug anymore. Like, I feel like flopping ghouls in a wall is just something I just ignore.
But I've experienced like significant, like, there seems to be scripting issues.
I like stuff like that.
What I experience more than anything else are in important like campaign missions, some trigger doesn't happen.
Oh, that would be so frustrating.
Like, a character needs to walk up somewhere and open the door or whatever, and they just don't do it. Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of unforgivable. Like, you can reload a save, but it's like, man,
does that happen in this game to you?
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times.
I will say, Sam, I agree. I've generally had pretty good luck with Bethesda's games.
Me too.
But Fallout 4 I'm having more problems with than their other games. But I think, to get back to the question, Damon, and I think the reason, this is obviously like such a small little, as Colin Moriarty would say, echo chamber, but if Bethesda's games, if Fallout really is getting a pass compared to the likes of Assassin's Creed, I think it's probably because Bethesda has consistently delivered 90+ rated games. I mean, these are consistently fantastic kind of game of the year contending games, whereas the Assassin's Creed series has been very up and down over its lifetime. So I think it's sort of earned not a free pass, but a little bit of sort of credibility.
Also, Assassin's Creed is annualized. And like you said earlier, gamers have been waiting 7 years to play the next Fallout.
That's true.
There's an expectation. The scope of a game sort of informs how buggy I think people expect it to be. Like, when the game...
Their bug tolerance, basically.
Yeah, like, your bug tolerance climbs the bigger a game is, I think, for right or wrong, or good or bad. But it's not even just bugs. It's just a side effect of, like, the sandbox itself. Like, I helped a woman. The specifics don't matter. There's a quest. I helped her out. And then her dialogue ended and she walked away. And then I talked to her again, and she really snottily was like, I'm on a break right now. And it's like, that's just the sandbox. Like, that's how sandbox games work. And we just ignore stuff like that. None of it makes any sense. The characters don't feel like real people. Like,
maybe it's a reflection on development too. We recognize that Bethesda makes giant bug-filled games, and we want them to fix that. But we also we don't recognize Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed series as being a buggy series. It's just not. Like, that game was an exception, and that was surprising. And I think people will definitely react to that. If you expect a certain level of quality from a series that's annualized, it's really surprising when it's very buggy.
To that point, I mean.
Not passing Fallout for that. I'm just explaining why people would react to
Brian Altano was having a Twitter argument with Vince Ingenito about this, and I thought Brian made a good point, is that, Grand Theft Auto 5, an equally huge scope mega game, did not, shipped pretty damn clean. It
almost pristine.
It did not have anywhere near the issues. So yeah, I think you're right, Sam, there's kind of it is almost weird to say, but almost an expectation that Grand Theft Auto is going to be pristine and polished, but oh yeah, well you're going to get some bugs with Fallout, and it's almost like a weird Stockholm syndrome acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely an expectations issue there. There was, I think it was in Twilight Princess. If you saved that game at a specific time, it just borked your whole save. You were stuck in a room and could never leave. And like, in a
Nintendo game, that's unacceptable.
That's what I mean. In a lesser game, like
so unusual.
Any game will get whacked for it, but like it's almost unbelievable, unfathomable from Nintendo in a way that it's not for other companies.
Yeah.